How's it going, guys? I'm Shifty Cow, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the worst operators in Rainbow Six Siege, IQ and Tachanka, and how they will potentially be getting a lot better with the release of the new DLC operators. So if you haven't heard already, there's going to be two new operators for the Dustline DLC pack. That's going to be Valkyrie, who's a defender and has sticky cameras, and then also there's going to be Blackbeard, who's going to have some kind of riot shield with an assault rifle in it, which is going to be very interesting to see how that works, whether or not that's going to block out the headshot hitbox or that's just going to protect the body. It's going to be really interesting to see how that actually works and whether or not it's actually going to be worth using. But anyways, the reason we're talking about these operators is Tachanka and especially IQ could be seeing a really nice indirect buff to both of their operators. So obviously, IQ has the ability to detect electronic systems, and right now it's pretty awful for a couple of reasons. First of all, the range on the sensor is just atrocious. You have to be pretty much right on top of something to see it, and also just about everything that you can actually detect is pretty easy to just see with the naked eye or with a decent pair of headphones. So nitro cells, those make a pretty loud beeping sound, and they also have a huge red light on them, making them pretty easy to see. Capcan traps, you just have to watch out when you're going through doorways and make sure there's no red line, but really a lot of the things in Rainbow Six Siege that can hurt you or kill you that are deployables from the enemy team are pretty easy to spot out. They have some sort of blinking light, they make some sort of noise, and really it's not that hard to figure out where certain things are, and that makes IQ just feel completely useless. So what I'm really hoping for is with this next DLC and the sticky cameras, I'm really hoping that they're not just blatantly obvious. If they do, I understand that, that's balance reasons, but if they don't have a red light or they don't make some bulldozer noise that's really easy to hear, then there's a chance that IQ could actually be one of the most valuable operators in the game, because what they've said about the sticky cameras is you can throw them pretty much anywhere. They can even go outside, and that would be a huge advantage for the defenders. So if the attackers are able to pick IQ and locate where these cameras are, take them out, that would really balance things out and actually make IQ somewhat useful, because right now the only thing she actually has going for is her gun, her speed, and her little pink boots. So other than that, she's pretty useless. But anyways, we're going to be moving on to Tachanka, and this one is a little bit more far-fetched, but I still think it's something that could happen and could really help people actually choose Tachanka. So if you've ever played as Tachanka, you'll know he's kind of a tough operator to play as. First of all, because he's slow, his gadget is pretty useless, like you're just asking to get headshotted whenever you're using it. And although there is a really high damage output on it, it just doesn't seem like it's that good of a risk-reward system. So the one thing that I was kind of thinking, and a couple of my buddies were talking about, is instead of having him just be, you know, a dead fish sitting on a turret and just asking to get headshotted, give him something special that no other operator has. Give him the ability to shoot through shields. Now, at first this sounds like it could be really easily overpowered, but there's still so many different things that give him a disadvantage that I think he'd actually be pretty balanced. So first of all, he's still a headshot magnet. He's going to be stationary, and even if your reaction times are just 10 out of 10, you're still going to be at a pretty significant disadvantage because of the peeker's advantage. And also, if you're trying to move around or watch multiple angles, you're pretty slow. You have full tier armor, you're not going to be moving very quickly, and so if you're going to be hopping on and off your turret, or you need to move your turret, you're pretty much screwed if they're rushing into the room and it needs to happen right now. So if they actually did go in and change this, which to be completely honest, I highly doubt they will, it would be a really cool mechanic. It could kind of balance out between, you know, shields and Tachanka, and then obviously you could still have things like nitro cells, which would be pretty good for taking shields out. But the way that shields sit right now, where they're just incredibly powerful, and honestly they're just broken because a lot of things with netcode and bugs and glitches pretty much make them indestructible in certain cases, it can be really annoying to fight against them, and having a Tachanka or some kind of turret that can just shoot through them would be a really cool mechanic. So I'm not sure if that sounds like a, you know, band-aid patch just until they fix netcode, but I think this would be kind of a cool mechanic to make Tachanka actually somewhat worth it. But anyways guys, that's pretty much it for this video. Hopefully you did enjoy. Be sure to leave me your thoughts down in the comment section. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't already. But until next time guys, stay buttery.